Here's the official intro to the crew. Best believe we gonna make it do what it do. From the darkest of dark to all the snow bunnies. I promise you we gonna show you how to make that money. If not, forget what you heard, because we gonna show you that it's cool to be a nerd. Get away from them Facebook glitches. Holler at us on Zoom snitches. It's about to be for all the ladies and the lovers. It's your boys, the anime brothers. We got Ty Dollar.
What's up?
We got Quiet Jams. And the never ashy Mr. Dashney.
You.
You guys have the floor.
All right. Welcome to another episode. You got that. You ready? You guys ready for another episode? We got this?
Woo!
Let's hit it with another quick confession. Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So my quick confession for today is no matter what, probably will never be fat.
He not lying, man.
Are we accepting this as a confession?
I know. Doesn't really qualify as a confession.
Is that a confession or a humble or a brag?
Yo, give it a few months, he might get that dad bod on him. He always thinks that Ty loves to show off his stomach and be like, abs, what? Yeah, you're going to see a few months after not getting some sleep and your little girl or boy running around making you go crazy. Your dad bod might show. I work at a gym, so I can't
That's
get it.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is official. We can now officially announce the Ty is expecting.
Woo. Hey.
He ended up. That's a confession. We'll use that one as his confession.
Oh, all
yeah.
Right.
Well, that's much better than what he had before.
It's a twofer.
My man says it's a twofer. Get out of here. That's why my man's just bragging. Yo, I'm never gonna be fat. Cool.
I know. Like, whatever, man.
All you chubbies out there, I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
We had one fat person in my family. They were cool, but we were like, sucks to be you.
I mean, have you seen this dude eat though? All right, yeah.
I mean, my quick confession is actually gonna be anime related. Although I never watched an episode of Beyblade, that theme song was fire. I will admit that. Beyblade theme song was fire. I would listen to that as much as possible. Then as soon as that theme song ended, change the channel.
Yo, no lie though, I always wanted to let it rip.
Oh yeah, it came through.
So,
like, let it rip.
So my nephew now has Beyblade. He's 9 years old. I don't know why. It's
still around.
Beyblade. It's still around. He has a little dome and he stacks these things. He goes, let it go. And I'm like, yo, these little tops are attacking each other right now.
Wow.
Yeah, he got those. We'll get him on. We'll get him on the show. Jaden will have fun.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Pending parents' approval.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
We might have to have him do it here. You know, he got things going on in the background in his house. People will be screaming, you know.
Have to look at them child labor laws. See what we got to pay them.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if we can put him on a salary.
Right? What is our going guess rate at the moment, huh? Peanuts, Skittles?
A bottle of Voss water. A bottle of Voss sparkling. There you go.
Ooh.
Man, don't be giving no free advertising.
That's too much. That's basically a swag bag.
Hey, we don't do no free advertising here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blur that out.
We'll wait till they sponsor us. Yeah.
I cut that.
This is, side note, that is the most refreshing drink I have ever had.
Hey, bro. He's like, you hear that, Voss water? Black people drink you too. Come on. Get that demographic.
Yeah. Fresh from Norway. Voss. I like the bottle.
Right. What's your confession, James?
That's not my confession. All right, my confession for this time. I do a mean Elmo voice. Good Elmo impression. That's my confession.
That's it.
Give us a demo.
You ain't gonna say it.
I can't just.
Right?
I'm parched, everybody.
You and your shameless plugs. so happy to see you.
I can't hear it with the headphones on. Was that good?
I like that.
That
was pretty good. I'll give you
I
that.
like it.
I like that.
I got a thumbs up.
Got a thumbs up. You know he's done that to Melissa in the past, right? Like she's like yelling at him. He starts talking the Elmo voice.
No, I don't get yelled at and talk to Elmo. Okay, like my niece and nephew will yell at me to talk like Elmo. Like, be Elmo, be Elmo. I'm like, I don't want to stop. Like, that's how
Gotta
it
appease
goes.
the kids. Jamil love the kids.
I love the kids.
Oh.
The kids is cute. What can you do?
All right. Last confession.
My confession is I went from a battle rapper back in school. Y'all remember battle rapper back in school to getting roasted once and being like, you know what? I'm gonna be a straight gimmick rapper. I noticed that when I was in high school. The girls that wouldn't talk to me all of a sudden talked to me when I was in those little battles, and then they'd be like, oh, rap for me. So I went from Fabulous when he first started to Fabulous like at the end of his career, like real quick. I went from what's Fabulous's two nicknames? He got two nicknames. He's FABLOUS. That's what I went to in at the end of my little rap game career in high school.
Oh man.
Are we accepting this as a confession, guys?
That seemed like a humble brag. I just want to say.
Humble? Where the hell did humble come in?
I said I got roasted. I got roasted. I lost to like Keith or somebody stupid or whatever, and I was like, all right, well, I got roasted by him, but this girl that's 2 years older than me is, because if you a sophomore and all of a sudden a senior is giving you attention, you was like, oh well, how you doing? So what am I supposed to?
That sounds like a brag.
Right?
It's a brag and then a put down on himself, but then he brings himself back up.
He's like, yeah, 2 years older. Ooh.
Right? So, I mean, technically, I guess this is a confession.
Yeah.
I think I can take it. It's the best you're getting out of me today.
All right. I mean, I might take it. If your wife's still in the room, you might have some explaining to do later, though.
She's outside. You best believe I waited. That's why I went last.
We just got Euro step past that.
Yeah, this isn't high school anymore. She's fine. He's fine. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
She catch me rapping, then I get rapped upside the head.
All right.
It was dangerous doing that intro for y'all.
Yes.
I applauded. It was beautiful. All right. Today's topic: anime ships, shortened for relationships, the good, the toxic, and the shoulda have been.
Nice. I just want to emphasize the P, the P, anime ships.
Thank you.
I might need to get some new headphones or something because I didn't hear it P first time.
Ships. There we go. All right. So first up, we have Naruto and Hinata as our favorite or a good ship. So elaborate. I think they're good because, I mean, if you think about it, they spent the whole movie, Naruto the Last, just basically going over their entire relationship, how Hinata has basically loved Naruto since day one. And he's just like oblivious. He had that whole little phase where he was into Sakura. Got to cut that out. And then
Facts.
Yep. And then he starts to realize it, and then like he becomes deeply in love, and then they do the same because he saves her, and he also does it with a special technique, the Rasengan. And I don't know, I just overall I think this is a great relationship. She makes him a scarf. They have 2 kids. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good relationship?
Hinata was holding it down. She one of the GOATs. I mean, not even just the movie. Let's just think about during this series. Homegirl took on Pain.
Yes.
She took on Pain. She didn't care. She threw herself online to make sure Naruto was protected and took on Pain. She saved his life. she got her ass kicked in the
Yo.
process. But yo,
I believe she got
pulled
stabbed
through.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yo, that is to this day one of my favorite anime scenes when he is like laying on the ground with his hands to the sword and
Impaled. He got
impaled,
impaled.
and
She
he
comes through
comes
after
up like buck wild. I think that's the last time he gets the Nine Tails coat, to be honest, right? But like
Yeah.
he completely loses it. I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Because he saw you not to come in, and then he saw it. Yo, real talk. I know it's plot sake, but she should have been dead because she got tossed in the air
Yeah.
with the almighty put him on. I said,
Yeah. Well, okay. For
Stone.
argument's
Wait.
sake, maybe she did die and he brought her back to life.
I was gonna say
He even
when
had the
they all
power
got
to.
restored. No, not him.
No.
Oh, Pain.
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 Yeah,
Remember when he
Nagato?
did the whole right at the end where he
Yeah,
when
he
actually
did the
saw his real body.
Renin Tensei. He did the reverse, but I don't think she was even dead at that point. She was just badly hurt.
But I'm just saying, if she did die, which
True.
we all say she should have died, she would have been brought back to life because she was within that time frame.
But see, I thought that only restored the souls. I know actually everybody got brought back because I thought he had to steal them up first. But then I remember Kakashi got taken, and then he finally he got restored.
He was able to restore everyone from that battle.
Right.
Which is why like Jiraiya was like couldn't be brought back because he wasn't part of that battle.
Yeah,
even though he was
we
killed by
even
Pain.
gotta talk about that dude, man. That's one of the saddest deaths.
I got a quick question. I want to interject.
Yeah.
I'm like, based off all this, I'm still very interested in what the significance of that scarf was that you mentioned earlier, Ty. You said she's a goat because she made him a scarf. Did the scarf do anything special, or did it just keep his neck warm?
It was like it was obviously neck warming, but it was more like a symbolism of like, I don't even know how I want to describe the symbolism, but like,
so if you watch the movie, when he was a kid, he had a scarf, right? From what I remember correctly, he had a scarf when he was a kid, and it got like destroyed or whatever, and then so she wanted to do him a favor because she loved him, so she made him a scarf.
So what I was gonna say was the scarf symbolized love, but I want to be corny and say that like that, but basically that's what it is. But the original scarf, which is why that was important, which is also why her scarf is important, because the original scarf came from his mother, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And his mother died saving him when he was a child.
So, I bet.
Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of significance. I mean, it's not as strong as obviously the scarf from his mom, but I feel like her poured love into it was what made it so strong for him to keep. But yeah. So that
makes sense.
Naruto and Hinata.
Yeah. All right, Jamil, what you got for your favorite? I mean,
hold on. Can I still like interject, because this actually goes so well with the honorable mention, because Hinata and Juvia is the honorable mention. Juvia and Gray, they both are on that stalker status, like so hard, like we're talking about Joe Goldberg from You, like stalker status. Like they be behind bushes.
He didn't do anything. She was just watching the man. She was just admiring the man she loved.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she didn't break in and like smell his underwear or anything, but
she watched him from afar.
She watched him from afar hard.
Yeah. So I thought that was a good like honorable mention on there, just because of the way it goes.
Yep.
Yeah. My favorite two were Natsu and Lucy, just because I like that Natsu never really gave it up. Like he'd be in her apartment, she'd be taking a bath, and he'd be like, "Yo, so what's going on?" And like she'd just be like, "Why are you here?" And there's always a suggestive like scene, like, "Oh yeah, she's got to save him by like putting her face like this close." Then he wakes up or something. So those two were my shit.
Well, with that,
just in case nobody's ever seen it, Natsu and Lucy are from where?
Fairy Tail. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
I didn't watch Fairy Tail, so you got to expand on that.
I'll expand on it. So their relationship blossomed like in other ways too, not just the fact that like he was always at her place. Think about all the times where Natsu got really hurt. There was the battle against Zeroth's army, the last battle where like his demon stuff was taken over, so he was like technically unconscious for so long, and he was like dying.
Yeah,
because he was overheat. He was freezing and he needed heat. Yeah. So what did she do? He got butt naked in that blanket with him.
Off.
Yep. And she was just laying with him, stayed with him the whole time. Didn't leave his side.
Y'all said she never gave it up though, right?
She never gave it up, and he never.
It was more obvious. The relationship was more obvious from her end because she get the embarrassed face and like, oh my god, what are you doing? What's he doing? I can't believe what. Like, I'm gonna get to meet him today or whatever. Go on like a date, and like he'd be like, okay, so we're going on a quest. What are we doing? What are you doing? Why are you dressed like that? So, yeah.
So you sure he wasn't a GBF?
I don't know what those initials stand for.
Gay best friend?
No.
Well, because this is the thing. From the point of view that I'm seeing is you had this girl who was slobbering all over this one dude, and he's completely. Well, the way you're saying is he seems like he was kind of a little bit more oblivious to it.
Oh
yeah, he was hardcore oblivious to it. I don't really think he thought like that though. That's just not his personality.
So he didn't think like that. So like. We sexualize everything. Some people could just not care. But as a couple, if they have a relationship, but yet he's not thinking about her in any kind of romantic ways, maybe he's thinking about somebody else in a romantic way. They don't show it, but maybe he's thinking about somebody else in a romantic way. And like
so they did show him and Lasana having sort of a romantic relationship, but they never really blossomed like that. Yeah, she was like kind of supposed to have died. And so he got over her, but then it was like she came back like from another world or whatever, and it was like, oh no, that's really the one. That's her. And he's like, oh, that's you. All right, cool. What's going on, Lucy? That's kind of how it went. I don't know. It was a little strange. Natsu and Lucy never actually had a relationship. It was never like a deemed relationship. It was more just like sort of a weird fact that they were ride or die for each other.
Okay.
And if he had to save someone, like say Gray was in danger and Lucy was in danger and he can only save one. I think that was a scenario one time. Not that exact scenario, but I think in the games, in the grand tournament, when Lucy was getting beat up in the water sphere. Yo, the way Natsu came through, because he was taking everybody out. He didn't care who was at that grand tournament. It didn't matter. You could be in the stands. You could be someone in front of him. Nobody was stopping him from getting to Lucy to save her.
Yeah. He also had something to prove that day, though. He was on fire. Yeah, he was literally on fire.
He literally was on fire.
He melted the stadium, though. It's like,
he was pissed.
For anyone who doesn't know, Natsu's power is fire. He's a fire dragon. He's the fire dragon demon slaying magic. And so he fights fire with fire. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we, as Jamil and even Chris stated, that it was more of a Lucy onto Natsu, but there were still some parts where you'd be like, yeah, I could see that Natsu does care about her, but he's just the oblivious friend.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think in Eden Zero, if I'm not mistaken, they actually do have a kid though. Don't quote me on this, but like I looked at the cover of the comic and the kid looked just like a mix between Natsu and Lucy.
Gotcha.
So that's what my spin is.
I like it.
Nice.
All right. That's what is
for me for favorite anime couple, going with Inuyasha and Kagome from Inuyasha. One of my favorite animes as a kid, and so Kagome is a descendant of Inuyasha's first real love, Kikyo, and the whole premise is she travels back in time through the well in her family's yard or whatever back to the feudal era of Japan, where she meets Inuyasha, the half dog demon, half human. And throughout their adventures, you can just see the relationship from the beginning, where Inuyasha just doesn't like her. Well, Inuyasha smells Kikyo on Kagome, so he keeps calling her Kikyo, and then he finally realizes that it isn't Kikyo. But throughout the series, you see the relationship develop, and there's just funny moments between them, and you can see how much he actually cares for her. This dude would literally give his life to make sure Kagome is safe. And even though Kagome wasn't in it, she loves Inuyasha as well. Especially when he gets the beads of subjugation. And so with the beads of subjugation, every time she says sit, Inuyasha, there's like a gravitational force and just slams Inuyasha in the ground. And you can see like sometimes Kagome uses it correctly, but then other times she gets real petty with it and she's jealous. So she tells him to sit when she's upset with them, and it's just a funny back and forth between those two, and ultimately they end up being together. Where she goes back in time and just has to stay in feudal Japan, which for some reason the concept of time travel just completely just went out the window with this show. It was like she can go back in time, but like the stuff she does, it doesn't affect her timeline at all, which doesn't make any sense. But it's so funny when she goes back in time and she can like meet the ancestors or some of her classmates in school.
Yeah.
And it's just an all of it was like no matter what comes between them, it's always Inuyasha and Kagome. Even with Kikyo coming back to life, it's still those two together, and they've always been ride or die, and they'll risk it all to protect one another.
Yeah, I mean, I think Inuyasha actually literally had to die more than once. Like, he's bringing him back. He's coming back. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't know I didn't see the ending of Inuyasha, so I didn't know she went like back there and stayed. That's deep.
Oh yeah, so the regular Inuyasha doesn't show that because it ended abruptly, but they did Inuyasha the final act. That it's 26 episodes, and that actually completes the series. But then on another note, apparently they're doing an Inuyasha sequel. I don't know when that's coming out though, but an Inuyasha sequel is coming.
I need that sequel. Right. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to see how that plays out, like especially with the monks. His hole in his hand. Like,
Morogi, like, I'm telling you, watch Inuyasha the final act.
Okay,
it completely culminates it all.
Got you.
I need it. All right.
Got you. All right, let's hit some of our toxic relationships.
Hold up.
Chris got to interject.
My bad. I didn't know you had a relationship. My fault.
Hold up. I have limited knowledge, but while you guys are talking, I was looking up some of my favorites, and I was like, you know what? My favorite relationship, and it only happened in season 5, Samurai Jack and Ashi. That, like,
I'll give you that.
Samurai Jack, like, finding Ashi, and the whole, like, it had the whole anime theme of everything was awkward at first, whatever. And then the fact that he needed her to be able to go back and actually kill a coup, but she was a part of a coup. So during the whole wedding scene, she ends up just basically deteriorating because she was never been there without a coup. You know what I'm saying? Because she was from the future.
Whoa.
So that was that when I was watching Samurai Jack, I was feeling like that was the best way you could have ended Samurai Jack, and it was sad as hell, but it was just great though. And they had that relationship where they started off as enemies. Her whole life was just basically made to kill him, and then once she found out that Samurai Jack was actually the guy that was fighting for good, and Aku was evil, he ends up saving her. He has a chance to kill her, and he can't do it, so he gets imprisoned. They do the whole Samurai Jack like intro in that one season, in that one little frame of him being in prison. The whole intro starts to make sense now. And then she comes, she saves him. He gets sent back in the time, and he gets to kill Aku. He has a chance to marry her, but because she's of Aku, she ends up like disappearing. Yeah, that was fire. And that was like when you talk about a ride or die relationship, both of them basically saved each other's lives again and again.
That's actually a really depressing ending, though.
It was mad depressing. It was mad depressing.
It really was.
It hit you in the feels, right?
Yeah, that was a show that I wasn't expecting to get feels hit, but it worked. They did a great job when they came back and finished that.
Shout out to Phil Lamar.
Right? I see you, Phil Lamar.
It's like we need guests for the show, Phil Lamar. Come on.
Yeah, boy, you would skyrocket at Phil Lamar. Come on, bro.
We can combine our budgets and raise that to the 10th power. We still ain't got enough money for Phil Lamar.
Hey, you never know. Shoot, if certain individuals can end up on World Star and be on the nightly news, then you never know. Phil Lamar might get to it.
You're right.
Anybody out here that got enough pull to put our video up that in a medium that Phil Lamar might see, do it, please.
Let's go.
For sure.
I think you got to say his name at least like 3 or 4 more times in the mirror, but in like the dark, Sort of like Bloody Mary.
Bloody.
Turn this light off. Hold up.
There you go. Yeah, turn it off.
Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar. Phil Lamar.
Oh man. Oh, my head's shiny.
Yeah, I'm getting a little
All
red
right.
too.
All right. Let's move on to some toxic relationships. Who wants to
Speaking
take the
of toxic,
first?
my man wearing long sleeves in the summer. What you doing, dog?
Oh, roll up. You came correct.
He said pulled up.
Yo, if y'all don't mind, I want to do the toxic relationship too.
You gonna
Oh,
start?
what you got?
Okay, yo, start it
Bring it.
off.
Bring it.
Mine is let me find the character's name just so I'm not sitting there saying these people, but basically
What's the show?
Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to Google Fate anything. There's too many of those.
No, I got it right here. Hold on one second. So when you sit there and you talk about Archer, right? And who's seen it? Who's seen it?
I heard of Fate
I've
Stay.
not
I
seen
never
that one.
watched it. So this is all you. Let's do it.
All right, let's do
We're
it.
ready.
So basically, though, right? Fate Stay Night is about it's about the Holy Grail wars, right?
Mhm.
And you've got these mages who train for these wars or whatever, and basically, if you win the war, you get the Greater Grail, and whoever gets the Greater Grail gets to make a wish, and they get whatever they want. They get anything will come true. It has the ultimate power, right? So it's the Holy Grail wars, and basically, like it's based off of like the person that's the favorite or whatever. Her name is Kana. Oh, I'm sorry, her name is Rin. And like Rin, she's a super powerful mage. She's been doing this for a while, blah, blah, blah. They're in the mage school and everything like that. And then there's just this mess up named Shinji, right? And the whole time when Rin calls her champion, so all their mages get to call a champion from the past. The champion has gotten killed some way or whatever, but they were an amazing fighter, and now they're blessed with all of these different like powers and skills based off of their expertise in fighting, right? And Rin, she calls Archer. And then by accident, Shinji, he's not that great of a mage. He's just some dude or whatever that's kind of just been getting by basically. And he ends up getting into the war by accident. And he ends up calling up Saber. And like Rin's kind of like, yo, who is this nerd? Blah, 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 all this other stuff. And Shinji's like trying to save her and whatever. And throughout the whole show, Archer, her champion, hates Rin. Archer actually murks Rin. And like Archer's all of a sudden, he's sitting there, he's looking at him, like after he kills him basically, he's like, what's going on? He's asking these like internal questions and you don't know exactly what he means. And then like obviously Rin finds power in himself because he actually has powers, he heals himself. Whatever. And it comes all the way down to the end because you already know Rin and Shinji are gonna like fall in love. Archer ends up saying to Shinji, he's like, yo, the reason why I hate you, the reason why I've been going after you specifically and I want to kill you is because you're me. You don't know this, but I'm from the future. I'm not from the past. You become a great warrior. You fight for all the virtues. You fight for everything. You love Rin. You love everything. You love like the virtuous things, everything. And what are they going to do? They're going to hang you for it. They're going to kill you. All of your stuff is going to be in vain. And Shinji's like, he's like, nah, I don't believe you. So basically they win the war. Shinji's the one that wins the war. He starts to become a master. He starts to become XYZ. And Archer helps him win the war at the end. But Archer's like, this dude, like, we're going to go through this whole cycle again. And basically they show kind of like the future. And like Shinji deals exactly what he does and what Archer says. He becomes this virtuous hero and all this other stuff. And because of his like love for virtue, because like he had like Rin had a chance to kind of talk him down from it, but she was like, I'm with you till the end. Because of his love for virtue, he ends up becoming this hero and getting killed for his heroic nature. And then he's from the future, so he's gonna go back to the past to do it all again. You know what I'm saying?
So he's the endless cycle, huh?
Yeah. So
Wow.
That's
Doesn't
crazy.
stop.
I kind of want to watch it now.
and it's the purpose of this show.
I need to see it play out.
Man,
I'll
it's a
start it
serious
off.
circle.
Well, my toxic one is gonna be a popular one for one of my favorite animes of this decade. We're gonna go with NG, Endeavor, and Ray Todoroki. This dude,
Broken.
Endeavor, might be one of the biggest comebacks I've seen in my life. Like he's
Yeah.
a hero, but as a person, this dude is straight up trash. Like he only married Ray because he needed someone that would make a quirk with his to get some powerful children. Ends up abusing all of his children, all three. Well, there is a fourth that
Possibly.
gets mentioned. There is a fourth that we don't know what happens. No,
No,
we don't
it's
know.
fine.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. It hasn't been.
So,
It's not.
they just
They haven't said
mention
it
it.
yet.
Yeah.
They
We
haven't said it yet.
know. We all know.
I mean, we can
Yeah,
assume.
we have our guesses on who that fourth might be, but we don't know yet.
Mhm.
But no, Endeavor's just straight up trash. He ends up abusing his kids. His youngest one is Shoto Todoroki, who's one of the main characters of My Hero Academia. And one day when he's going to attack Shoto, Ray goes to protect Shoto, and Endeavor ends up physically assaulting her, and it gets to the point where she's now hospitalized and in a rehab center, and she's not well. She's getting better, but she still refuses. But she still can't leave the medical facility. And this dude Endeavor somehow is just listed as. And thing is, I guess it's not. Of course, it's all hush hush within the family. So Endeavor's just going around being this number 2 hero. Well, now the number 1 since All Might's out. But as a father and just a human being, he's straight up trash. And now they're trying to do this redemption arc for Endeavor where he's getting better, but it's rough. Like he's doing better things, and you know what? I do hope that he, for at least the kid's sake, that it does come to fruition. Like his way of trying to redeem himself, because he's now like not just because he's the number 1 hero, but because he actually wants to be a good man. I hope he gets that chance at redemption. As it stands now, he's trash. He's trash, and that relationship is toxic. I mean, you guys, let me know what your thoughts on that relationship.
Yo,
So I agree.
That's it's the craziest thing. Like you married a chick just for the quirk. That's it.
But not even that. Like we as you stated, he physically abused her, but you didn't mention any of the mental abuse that he did the entire time. Like just the physical abuse that he put on the children, and then which caused a huge mental abuse on the wife, also on the children, and then finally where he just hits her, not on purpose, as we know, but still hits her.
And further explanation for anybody who hasn't seen My Hero Academia, Endeavor's quirk or his superpower is fire. He can shoot flames at high intensity and high power. So he wanted someone that would work with his quirk, and he marries Ray for that purpose, and her ability is ice.
Yeah, he wanted her because obviously because he wants to work with his quirk, but also because he wanted to have a weakness and a strength. Because he had fire, so he knew his weakness.
Hey, don't touch that door. Sorry, I apologize. Hold on, sorry.
No worries. He knew his weakness would be ice and water of that type, so he needed to be with someone who had that weakness. So then the fire and water or fire and ice would counteract each other.
Yeah, all his choices is about himself. It's all about being vain. He's just a straight up overall awful person. That relationship, everything regarding that relationship, toxic.
Yeah. Well, so there's one shining light that where Todoroki goes to visit his mom in the hospital, and she goes, "Well, like I don't see him, but every single week he drops off flowers because there's always fresh new flowers in her room in the hospital." That's a scene that he goes, "Wait,
and
what?"
She did say that she only ever told him what her favorite flowers were as a one time. Yeah. So it's something he remembers. So like I said, they're starting down a path of redemption, it seems, for Endeavor. Mm-hmm. But let's just we'll see if he ever gets that.
Yeah. But I mean, not all trash.
As a hero, I mean, kind of beast person.
True. Let me see. I'll take the next one. I got Ezra and Jal from Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
So why this one's toxic? So you have Jal. Dang it, I always pronounce his name wrong.
just Jalal, like Jalal. Get
Jalal.
his tongue in it.
Jalal. So Jalal is deeply crazy in love with Ezra. Like, boom, they were in this camp thing. And when I say camp, I don't mean in a pleasant way. I mean in a slavery type way. Together as children, and they build their bond there, and then like he goes to protect Ezra so she can escape, and he gets trapped there, and then ends up becoming brainwashed and becomes evil, and he ends up in one of the arcs trying to kill Ezra, even though he loves her. It's a little weird. We'll let that slide. But the whole time throughout Fairy Tale, like he's just consistently in love with her. I mean, he stops being evil at one point and goes back to being good, but then he has this whole redemption thing that he's going through, where like he's trying to make up for all his wrongdoings, and he's like, Ezra, will you still love me, or can you still love me? And then she's like, I don't know, possibly. I don't blame you for all your stuff because you were brainwashed. But then he's like, you're just saying that. So like, they're toxic because he truly wants her, but then she's like, it's all good. But then he's like, no, you're wrong. You're probably just saying that. So he's like pushing himself away from her, even though she's like, it's cool, bro. Like, she kind of forgave him. But what do you guys think? I know you've seen it, so it felt like that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah. So he hasn't watched Fairy Tale. If you haven't watched Fairy Tale, watch Fairy Tale.
Oh wow.
Fairy Tale is like.
Tell me how you feel, Jamil.
Right. Yo, there's layers, man. There's layers to Fairy Tale. You can't just go by the animation. It's like there's relationships that are deep. I think their relationship is toxic, but I also feel like they're a little lost in their own world. Like she's super hurt always. She's always super hurt, even though she's like the strongest person. It's like, and then like he's always coming into the picture at it seems like the wrong time, like just to save her, but like he's also being chased by like essentially the police the entire time. So it's like, okay, I'm here, I gotta save you, but like I gotta bounce because I can't get arrested again. You know, it sounds like any kind of Roxbury story, you know, like yep. But I don't know. They kind of complement each other where because like in the final battle, like she was so ride or die. Like he got, was it her or him that got like just completely like thrashed? I think it was him that got completely. No, it was
it was her, and then he came in to save her, and then he was getting ready to commit suicide to save everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. I was like, somebody got completely trashed, right? And like it was like, no, man, we need to help. Like he comes in the right moment, and then like she's knocked out, and the samurai chick, I don't even know her name because she's not really a main character at all.
No, she's from the I can't remember what guild she is from, but she hates Jello.
Yeah, she hates him. She actually has a bone to pick with him because she wants him dead, and she stops him from killing himself because he saved her, and he knows how much she knows how much Ezra loves him. So it's like, oh, okay. There's layers. There's just layers. It's like that final battle just needed to happen that way. It was perfect.
Just saying for all those who have not seen Fairy Tale.
Sorry, I mean, like, I guess this qualifies as a spoiler for you, but like,
that's all good.
You gotta want to watch it. You gotta want to watch it play out now.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun. It's a really fun little adventure to go on. Although, I do have one question. I guess maybe now's not the time to ask it, but like, I don't know whatever happened to Mr. Gunn. Like, he just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Well, no, that was him.
No, I know. Jalal was him, but like, did they become one person at one point?
I thought Mr. Gunn died in his own world when they went to the was it
Maybe.
The Exceeds world?
Yeah.
Yeah. When they went, because that's where Mr. Gunn's from. I thought he died and Jalal just took over his like persona.
Oh,
and
he took his weapon. Okay.
Wait, you tell me people
Yeah.
are out here traveling from different? They're going from worlds to worlds in this show.
It was like a parallel world.
Okay.
Yeah, with a little talking cat world.
Yeah, basically. But yeah,
it was cool.
Little sidebar. But you should check it out though.
Yeah. Let's see. So we're on to my toxic one. My toxic relationship is from Death Note, as you should all know. It's Light Yagami and Misa anime.
Anime. It looks like it's pronounced anime, so we'll go with that.
Aname? Isn't it? It's Misa Aname, right?
No, it's AM, not
N. It's something like that.
Or Amane?
Amani.
Amane. I thought it was Misa Amane. I've always called her Amane. But whatever. You know, someone will be in the comment section, correcting us.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Misa. All right. Anyways, their relationship is so toxic, mainly because Light does not give a flying fudge about her. He just doesn't. There might be like some kind of like tender moments. It's just he himself just actually doesn't care. He's just using her to. So if we don't know how Death Note works, the person who possesses Death Note writes down names on a page of the book Death Note and can kill anybody any way they want to. That's how that book works. And so like when he becomes his like name is Kira, and when he becomes Kira, he eventually gets suspected of doing these things, and he gets brought in, and he has her writing the Death Note for him. It's like, no, it can't be me.
Yo, if you haven't watched Death Note, pause this episode, go watch the whole thing, come right back. come right back.
That's savage. Did him dirty.
No, but don't watch that movie on Netflix. That's a bad movie.
Yeah, we ain't talking about that.
That's not the Death Note we like. We don't co-sign that one.
You talk about the real life one?
The Netflix real life one. That's straight up.
Yeah.
We
That's
pretend
like
like those don't exist.
That's like Netflix is doing the Bleach one. Just saying.
Their Bleach one was far better than Death Note. It wasn't exactly great, but it was far better.
Good cover up.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ooh.
I will say no, because before we let Jimmy go back, but I'll say for the Netflix adaptation of Bleach, even though they use Japanese actors, but if you put it with the English dub, they use the original English voice actors. So that was still good. So it's like you still hear Ichigo's voice and the regular voice actors, even though it's the Japanese live action movie.
Okay.
So that makes it bearable.
Like the English Bleach, because I've only watched Bleach in Japanese.
Yeah,
with subtitles.
they use the for the live action movie on Netflix. They use the actual English voice actors.
Oh, so I don't even know those ones.
Well, yeah, but at least you still got the voices. You can still hear them. You know, it feels familiar. So that's a good look. I like that.
Because I love my man Johnny Young Bosch.
Yo,
AKA Adam, the Black Power Ranger.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say Black Adam. I was like, yo. It's like, what's going on here? Side note.
Light and.
Oh yeah, Misa. I'm over here again.
Toxic. Continue.
Oh my! I don't even know where I left off. Basically, Misa is clingy. She's jealous. She's everything you don't want as a girlfriend if you're a serial killer, and they're both serial killers. So I really don't understand how it works, but she's just like all over him, and he's just like, at some point, she's just kind of like, you're not really in this, and he's like, no, babe, don't worry about this. I'll and he kind of like strings her along and brings her back a little bit. It's really infuriating to watch, if I'm gonna be honest, just because I'm like, why is she with him? Because she's like a teen pop idol. Like she's like a big figure in like the world, and for her to go out in the public, it's kind of like, you're gonna be berated by people. And so like you become a pop star's boyfriend, people start talking, you know. It's like, wait a minute. But yeah, that's my talk on that one.
Oh yeah, and let me to add my thoughts on that one because Death Note is easily in my top 5 anime of all time. What Jamil didn't mention is that so with the Death Note, so Misa has her own Death Note, and there's a rule to the Death Note. You can either write someone's name down and how they die, or if you don't know what someone's name, you can make a contract with your Shinigami or Death Reaver to get their eyes so you can see that person's name. However, if you get those eyes, it cuts your life in half. Whatever lifespan you would have had, it cuts in half. So Misa made the contract, and so she has the Shinigami eyes, so she can see people's name. And they find each other because after Light is doing all of his chaos with the killing people, somebody was trying to break in, but Light didn't know their name, and then the government at this point isn't releasing names of people to stop Light from being able to kill them. And then he still ends up dying to a death note cause. So Light realizes that somebody has the Shinigami eyes, and then he meets up with Misa. And the whole thing is it's extremely toxic because, like Jamil said, Light doesn't give two about Misa, not a single one. And then Misa is like, it's not even just like she's in love with, like she is obsessed with this dude. She literally sees Light as a god and worships him and will do anything for him. And it gets to a point where Light just manipulates that to every extent possible. He manipulates it so much to the point where, and there's spoiler alert, but you really gotta watch this anime. If you haven't watched it, this is bad. You really gotta watch it. But spoiler alert, Light manipulates her obsession so much to the point where through his elaborate scheming, he causes Misa's Shinigami to sacrifice herself in order to not only save Misa, but to kill L. And I'm just like, wow. Wow, this dude's scheming. Like, it's genius, but F that dude. It's genius. Like, when you actually think about it, like, just on paper, it's a genius way. Like, Light's not dumb. He is smart and methodical, but that's what also makes him so evil.
Oh, yeah.
And he just, like, that relationship, extremely toxic.
That might be number one in anime. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Cause like, he definitely like because he would like when I talk about Endeavor's physical abuse, Light had mental and emotional manipulation abuse. This was like the easiest. And so much gaslighting too. The way he was gaslighting me, said to it like, "Yo, don't you want to do this for me? Like, I'm your god. You want to please me, right?" Like, damn. Like, wow. This dude went above and beyond. Like, he had no limits to what he would do to make sure he got his way. And she would just do it blindly.
I forgot. It like I totally forget Death Note because last time I watched it was like 10 years ago. But like it's like watching poetry. Like it's actually really intricately written. I give props to that whole team because they did a great job. Like you can't imitate that. Even when they try to imitate it on Netflix, like there was just no imitating that. It's that well written.
That's so true.
Yeah, it's massively dark though. It's so dark.
Yeah, this anime is dark. It's one of the reasons why I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's just so good because it's just like you go through it and it's just like you easily despise Light, but it's just like you also see the genius in his movements and his planning and what he does, and it's just like, damn, like wow. It's like, yo, imagine if you actually use this for good. I mean, in his mind, he thought he was good, which classic narcissistic. He was like, in his mind, he thought he was doing good, but then he went from trying to be a good guy to trying to be a god and ruler, and it's just like, oh yeah, that power went to your head easily.
Yeah, he got a following. Like when he got a following, people were like rooting for him, and he's like, "Kill this person, kill that person." It's like this is their name, and like they used to. Then he would like write down false names. Oh man, and this is the name of the detective, and it's like the detective next to him would fall over dead. It's like, whoa. So Kira's watching this. Got you. Yeah,
It's crazy.
So in doing research for this, one of the honorable mentions that actually came out was the relationship between L and Light. They actually call him L because you can't give him his real name because he could just kill him instantly, by the way.
Right.
Spoiler. But yeah, that's an intricate relationship. These two, he was on the same level, except like it's like if Light was on the opposite team, like it would be him fighting against himself. It was perfect. It was so intricately written. It's like, all right, so I'm gonna do this, he's gonna do this, and then he's gonna do that, and then let's see, what's he gonna expect me to do? It was perfect. Oh man. But that was one of the relationships I actually saw, like not relationship, but like it's a cool relationship to examine, just because at some point it was almost like they needed each other to exist in order to fulfill whatever need they had.
Right.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. We
Um,
just finished Death Note, and we are.
I mean, unless
to our-
you have stuff to say about Light and Misa, like
I do not actually. I have not seen Death Note. Sorry.
okay.
You better go watch Death Note right now, dog.
I'm actually real spit.
Right,
I'm
right,
looking
go.
up. I'm looking up Death Note streaming. See if I have one of the streaming services where I can see it for free.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
Literally, Dashni was like, "Yo, if you haven't seen Death Note, pause this episode, go watch the entirety of Death Note, and come back." It's like watching poetry.
I can literally care less about any spoilers. Like you guys, again, like I said, this is the whole reason for the podcast. That any outsiders or any anime buffs that hadn't had a chance to walk around to get to that anime, like you made me want to watch it. You guys have me watching. I don't care if anybody caps on me or whatever since it's so old, but you guys got me watching Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy
There you
Bebop's
go.
the truth, man. You gotta watch that.
So you got me watching Cowboy Bebop. Now I'm gonna have to watch Death Note. I don't know how I'm gonna find time when the NBA and everything comes back, but I'm gonna be watching.
It won't.
Don't play. Hey, stop that. I play fantasy sports. Shut up. Stop that. Also, speaking of that, are we doing a fantasy league this year?
We're gonna do one.
Football.
I need diaper money, son. I can't do that.
Football.
You want football?
I'm like in
Wait, what'd
like
you say,
4
Jermaine?
different leagues already.
I said I need diaper money.
Dash, this is the
you're
Anime
right,
Brothers League. You need to be up in this so we can talk trash while we on podcast, bro.
It's actually good. All right. So next we have ships that should have been.
That should have been. All right.
No, that should have. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it should have been.
I mean, do
you want to start this one?
I'll start it off. Cause
Sorry, go
I'm going way back to a classic that everybody knows. And then if you don't, that's just sad. Then you're definitely too young for this. But a ship that should have been Misty and Ash from Pokemon. The
Gotta
original.
catch 'em all.
Can I interject real quick?
What up?
Ash was supposed to be 10 years old. Who lets their child run around the world at 10?
Those are the times back then. That's the world they lived in.
Yeah, gotta catch them all.
Great age of a Pokemon trainer. That's where you started. But no, like Misty and Ash, like from the first time they meet, the whole bike incident with Pikachu messing up with bikes, like they traveled together for so long. Like it was every day with each other through all those adventures. And you saw, it's like it's something you grew up with watching Pokemon as a kid. And it's like you saw Misty and her feelings develop and you knew there was something there. But Ash is just straight up oblivious to it all. And it was just like the moment where like the end, like the Indigo League ends and Ash like finally fights the Elite Eight and he loses and he gets out of the competition. It's like they finally go their separate ways. And it's just like, damn, it's like, this is really it. This is really it for them. But no, it's like from the beginning, like Misty was there from like almost the very beginning. Like legitimately the first person Ash meets on his journey.
Yeah.
And she traveled with him with so many adventures. Got to sided with him. Like Misty grew. Like they both helped each other grow as a person through that whole entire first league and first season. And even though, especially the first 2 seasons, I think she was with them for a while. I think she ended up leaving maybe after Jodo, but it was just like Ash and Misty to just be together for so long, and like everybody could see, like everybody was shipping it. They wanted those two together. They were easily the best of friends. You could see the emotions and the care, much care they had for each other, and nothing. Like nothing came from it, and it's sad, but like that's definitely a ship that should have been.
Can I spin on yours real quick?
Go ahead.
Just thinking about that real quick. What about Jesse and James from Team Rocket?
Dude, that was a relationship right there. Like
another one.
That really should have been like a really good relationship. They were just like partners in crime, kind of literally, but that really should have been like a thing.
Speaking of which, like we know Ash and them were like around 10. How old were Jesse and James going after little kids? Like, let's talk about it for a second. They're going after little kids trying to steal 18. Pokemon. Yeah. Like, I guess they had to be like 17, 18, because like being a part of Team Rocket, those are jobs, right? You were part of an organization. That's the like child labor law. Like, so you really got a bunch of 17 and 18. Like, let's think about it. You got a bunch of 17 and 8-year-olds going after some 10-year-olds trying to steal their Pokemon. Like, wow.
It sounds like the plot of Home Alone. You know, those two dudes sitting outside the house.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
He's sitting there. You know.
Looks like Team Rocket's busting off again.
I know.
Yo, the insurance policy for Team Rocket organization, the health benefits got to be top notch.
I know, right?
For the amount of time they fail.
Off a week.
For real.
I know. Their own Pokemon is scratching them up too. Meow.
Exactly. Oh, Meow always was scratching
going.
Use the Furious Wipes.
Getting licked by Licky Tongue, like.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But yes, Ash and Misty definitely is definitely a ship that should have been. I guess they're probably, I guess, given the age of the characters, that's probably why they held off with it, because they weren't even teenagers; they were 10-year-olds. But the people wanted, like, let's be honest, Ash has been 10 for 22 years. Like, come on, man.
Gotta catch them all. Like, it's time for you to start catching some. I can't say it. Some girls. So I'm bleeping myself, guys. You know, it's all good.
Thank you for that.
Save time some work.
Yeah. I'll go next.
Go for it.
So I got it. This show is Hajime no Ippo. For those, it's a shonen, but it's a sports shonen. It's boxing. And the characters I have are Ippo and Kumi. So Ippo is basically the main character, hence the show's called Hajime no Ippo. And he's just like a nobody who gets picked on a lot in school, and like no friends, and like he's really not going anywhere because like his test grades aren't like the best, and so he's not going to get into college or anything like that. And plus, he's not going to leave his mom because she owns like a fishing boat company, so like he helps her out with that. And but basically he's trying to find his niche, and then he ends up going meeting up with he actually gets jumped by three dudes, and then a boxer is like running by and he sees it, so he interferes. He doesn't actually beat the guys up, he just like interferes and tries to get Ippo to like stick up for himself. And then Ippo, he sees the coolness of the boxer and all that, and he's like, oh, I want to be a boxer. So he goes on to be a boxer. Fast forwarding, he comes up against this one fighter, Mashiba. And this dude is a serious dude, and they call him the Scythe because when he fights, he comes like this, and then he just whips at you. The whole point of Mashiba is he has a sister. Her name's Kumi. Ippo falls in love with Kumi. He's fascinated by her. Like, she's the greatest thing ever. But he has a hard time like trying to go out with her and stuff because of Mashiba. And then like all his friends from the gym, they always interfere, get in his way, all that stuff. And then the other big reason is Kumi actually doesn't like boxing, right? That's crazy. I know, shocker. Right? Thank you. So she's like convincing him to stop boxing. And he's like, I love boxing, but I also like you. Like he's torn between the whole thing. And actually one of my favorite scenes is when like she's out waiting for him after a match and like, or was it before a match? And some guy's like, yo, you should be with me. And she's like, I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. And then like he goes to grab her, like smack her across the face for like turning him down. And Ipo comes in, yo, I got the mad chills from that. Cause I'm like, yo, someone touched my girl, I'm gonna break him like Ipo just broke that dude. Like it was serious. I know, yeah. But the whole point is this relationship, it should have been, even when Ipo retired and they were like talking, going on dates and stuff, they didn't actually become a full relationship because they both couldn't say that I love you to each other. And so it was kind of just like a lost relationship, almost like they kind of just became and stayed friends, but I still think it's a lost ship. Should have been.
Yeah, I feel like some writers are just like, nah, I don't know how to make relationships work, so we're just gonna make them friends.
Yeah, but it was torn.
Yeah,
Poor Ipo-kun.
Yeah, that happens. Whatever. Some people get stuck in the friend zone in a boxing anime. Whatever.
Just saying, for a shout out though, for all those who like shonen anime, you should also check out shonen sports anime. There's basketball ones, there's volleyball ones, obviously boxing ones, and cooking. Not really a sport, but it's out there.
It is if you're cooking right.
Hey.
You're right.
Hey. I'll go in with mine. So my first one, I mean, it's more of a jokey one, but not really, because like what the character said it himself, like you don't live on a floating platform with a man for like 100 years without learning his language. That's what Mr. Popo said about Kami. And I'm like, you also don't live with a man for 100 years without learning some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
Ladies and gentlemen, for y'all who don't know, Mr. Popo and Kame from Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Kami's Lookout. The whole Dragon Balls series.
Yeah. Were there? Kami might have been the original Dragon Ball. I'm not sure about Mr. Popo.
Mr. Popo wasn't, but Kami was.
Are you sure? Yeah. I thought when Goku went up to train as a kid after during the whole King Piccolo saga, Popo was there.
Oh, is that when he met Mr. Popo for the first time?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they were both there from the jump.
I know the cat was there with the
because he had to go to Korin's Tower first, and then use the pole to extend all the way up to get to Kami.
Okay.
To get to the Lookout. I'm pretty sure Mr. Popo's been there from jump with Kami.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate with the whole blackface thing that Mr. Popo can't really be a character anymore. He never had any fighting significance anyway. He only handed sensu beans to people.
Actually,
he didn't even do that. It was Korin.
That's right. Korin did that.
I think when he had a little bit of fighting power, like kind of strength, but that was before everyone like maxed out their power. I'm trying to remember. It might have even been with Gohan.
Mr. Popo trained somebody?
No, he didn't like train him. He didn't like train him. They used Mr. Popo as like a demonstration.
Don't sleep. Mr. Popo has some skills. Cause like I said, when Goku was a kid and he first went to Korin's Tower, like he tried to like do a little battle with Mr. Popo. Mr. Popo was just blocking everything Goku threw at him. That's also Goku as a kid. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can do that to a kid. I mean, when you say Mr. Popo got skills, I mean, have you seen them lips? DSL, son, he got some skills.
That's not the skills I was talking about. Definitely not the skills I was talking about.
Continue on. I'm going to go with my more realistic ship, which a lot of people actually seem to talk about, is Naruto and Sasuke. It's their relationship. It's not an actual relationship, like not a loving relationship, but it's more of like
a bromance.
Yeah, it's a bromance. More of like a brotherly relationship, because he feels like his only brother like ran away and he needs to bring him back. Like he needs to beat him down. And even in like the very last battle that they have, like they both tear each other's arms off, but like obviously they were like holding hands when they tore them off because of the blood touching, like it's interesting, like, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not doing this. And Sasuke or Naruto being like, no, man, we're like in this. We're like in this together. And like, we got to roll together because it's us. It's been us. And like, you need to learn that I ain't taking no for an answer.
They go ahead.
No,
They've been together since the jump.
Yeah, they were in together since the jump. And like, I think it was like their shared trauma, like.
Yeah, I mean, as Sasuke would put it, his whole clan was taken out where Naruto just lost his parents, but
Yeah, it hurts more to have had and lost and then never have had it all, right?
Correct.
But in some sentiment, Naruto had it. He just don't remember having it,
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. And then he also had it with Sasuke, and then he got taken away. So like,
and that's more realistic for him.
Yeah, that was real for him. And so that's why I think that's a real thing. Like, I was looking at like ships and like that was what came up a lot, actually. I was actually surprised, and I started thinking about it, and that's for real, like, it doesn't have to be like them and whatever like getting together, but like they're like a real thing, they're like basically uncles to each other's kids at this point, in Boruto.
That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I think now we can delve into our honorable mentions.
Actually,
you got one?
I was racking my brain, but I guess it hasn't finished yet. But I would say Eren and Mikasa from Attack on Titan.
Oh,
I heard that one too.
Oh, okay.
Because Mikasa is just ill, and she's always had his back from as a little kid. She's like unbelievably in love with this dude, and he's just not about it. He's got a single track mind. I got to kill all these Titans. I got to do it the way I got to do it. And Mikasa will kill whoever she needs to, whether you human or if you're a Titan, and she'll cut you down in a heartbeat if you're messing with Eren. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's true.
So
if you read the manga, they explain that. They explain why that is.
So I only seen. Actually, I may have read the manga, but I think I only seen like the first season in anime. And didn't Eren's family take her in as a child?
Yep.
And why she became so attached to him? That's what I recall. So like,
I
I feel
like
like
a lot of people, like there's some, I don't say a lot of people, but I guess some people, because of that specific reason, people might see them more as a brother and sister, although they do. She definitely does care for Eren, and Eren cares for her as well. I mean, but for them, like, you can't even really say them without including Armin. Like, it's a three-way thing. Like, those three are like ride or die for each other.
It's a throuple.
Yeah, it really is. Like, those three, like, it's a combined three-way. If one's in danger, all the other two will be there as much as they possibly can.
Yo, but you know good and well, if Eren and the other dude was in danger and she had to choose one, she's choosing Eren. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hands down.
Sorry, Armin.
Actually, see, this is why you guys should watch more, because people are trying to ship. There's shipping going on for Eren and Levi, which is wild, but people are trying to do that.
I mean, Levi's a boss, though. Levi's like, he's you know who, if you watch basketball, Levi is Markelle Fultz. He's the sleepy-eyed assassin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Markelle Fultz? Remember he can't shoot?
Listen, Markelle Fultz back when he was in college and what he was supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay,
college Markelle Fultz.
You're talking about hopes. You're not talking about what he's doing right now.
No. I mean,
all right.
Like, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. You guys got to understand. Like, I know we're kind of off subject. Markelle Fultz was trash in Philly, but he apparently had a shoulder issue, and I don't understand how you make it to the league without being able to shoot free throw or a three-pointer or shoot at all. I don't understand how you do that. But he's holding it down in Orlando. Like,
Orlando loves dudes that can't shoot. When was the last time you heard of Superman? What's his name again? I forget.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Yes.
Dwight
He's not in Orlando anymore. He's with the Lakers.
No. I know, but he was there. Like that was his MO. All he did was dunk. Like, oh,
And they got
okay.
Aaron Gordon now too. Aaron Gordon, he's a dunker, he's a flyer.
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm saying is the reason why he's sleepy-eyed is because, like, first off, in college, Markelle Fultz was cold though. He was cold. You have to be cold to be a number one draft pick. Two, Levi, I mean, like, he's cold, and homeboy got them sleepy eyes. Like, why am I even here? Just tell me what to do, and I get it done, and I'll be back before breakfast.
But Levi backed his shit up though. Levi backed his shit up, man.
Listen.
I gotta
I'm
see
hoping that
Markelle
this gets to
before I
Markelle
go
Fultz,
with
and I'm
that.
like, I don't want to be disrespecting you, dude. You was nice in college. You still playing in the league. You're better than any four of us put together right now.
True.
I don't know. Let me grow my hair back out. Just saying.
If I was going to give a comparison on Levi, just from the limited scenes that I've seen him in, I would say Levi is like a BA Robin.
BA Robin.
Robin?
Yeah, like I'm just saying. I thought there's some arcs where Robin's like so BA that you don't even like. He's just too gangster. I don't know, but he's like
talking about Robin from Batman or Robin?
Yeah.
We talking about Robin.
I'm talking about Robin.
There's three different Robins. Which Robin we talking about? We talking about. Okay, all right. Well,
okay.
Oh, you talking Red Hood, Jason Todd?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like
Jason
Dick
Todd,
Grayson.
Okay. No,
Jason
definitely
Todd.
not Dick Grayson.
You said Robin.
I mean, when Dick
I was talking about the.
Although when Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing and on his own, all right, he better.
Yes.
He better. Dick Grayson Robin is different.
I give Nightwing props because he's with Starfire and whatever, but Nightwing still gets on my nerves because he's too pretentious. He's like, yo, Batman, I'm with you, but I'm not with you, and I judge what you're doing. It's like, shut up. Batman can still whoop you. Batman still don't get it. Hey, Batman's how much older than you? Stop that. Stop it.
But he got a point, though.
No. Batman's a douche. Batman's a douche. But I'm like, yo, you got Starfire, yes, but Nightwing, you like Batgirl. Batman bagged Batgirl. You like you hooked up with Harley Quinn. Guess what? Batman can bag that too. Catwoman, all of that. Go away with your pretentious self. Let Daddy do it. I got this.
I never looked at it this way, but Batman is Mr. Steal Your Girl. Holy crap!
Right?
He's pimping on all these girls, man. Ew. What's going on in Gotham, man? I hope you get your stuff checked.
He rich.
That's what it is.
He a rich white man.
Oh yeah, that's
he got that money.
But do they know when he's in the costume that he's got money? Like, yo, look at my Batarang girl. Like,
you gotta know you got money. How you got all that body armor, a better tank than the police? The whole thing right now, they got defund the police. Batman got more money than the police. They said defund the police. Batman be like, nah, I still got you. Like, you got to take Batman's money first before you defund the police.
Batman's not real.
Right? Shut up. You know
right?
He said Batman's not real. I guess you don't know life then. If you don't know Batman's not real.
Yo, I'm waiting for Jeff Bezos to build himself an Iron Man suit. I'm just saying.
Real talk, right?
Day.
Man, this ain't building himself no Iron Man suit.
Jeff Bezos is trying to go to space. He's using his excess money to go to space. He wants to be the next Elon Musk. I promise you, he's like, yo, not only we ain't
living in space, y'all. I'm telling you, once we destroy this Earth, it's a wrap for all of us. We ain't going into space.
I don't believe that. Yeah, I believe that too. All I know is that Jeff Bezos wants to be Iron Man in space, though.
Yeah. Y'all need to watch the 100 on CW. That's basically like humans destroy the Earth. And they have to live there for like 100 years, and then they try to send 100 people back down to live here. It's not a good look.
People. I mean, I heard a rumor that Clark is big trash. She don't make good decisions.
Clark is big trash. You're right. Clark is actually really, really manipulative, and she's a terrible human being. I will put that there. CW, you can at me.
So bad. All right.
We bring it into honorable mentions.
Yeah,
you got it.
All right. So for me, personally, my honorable mention for a favorite couple, we have. Oh, I have two actually. Gotta give it to my throwback to the original, Darian and Serenity. aka Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Serena. That's my girl. You can't get her name wrong.
My bad, Serena.
No, I think she
Darian
was also.
Serena?
Wasn't she also called Serenity?
Was she also a stripper? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Darian Serena.
Anyways.
Tuxedo Mask, Sailor Moon. Love those two.
Yeah.
Had it down. And then we also got currently Izuku Midoriya and Ochako Uraraka
Yep.
from My Hero Academia.
Yes.
They're trying
Those
to make
two
that
are
happen.
beasts. You can
Trying to make that
instantly you see the
They
connection
need-
between those two. The love.
They need to have that happen.
Yeah, that needs to go. I know they're in school, they're kids, but they already know they have feelings for each other. Make it happen.
Facts.
Just let it go. Just make it happen. They want to make sure he's protected. They're each growing. The character development is awesome there. Keep that romance going. Lean into that.
What else you got?
I got one. I got Godzilla and Levy from Fairy Tale, the Metal Dragon, and the reading
yes.
the word magic lady.
It
was a hard romance because they actually started with the romance with him like attacking her and like staking her to a tree. So that was a interesting thing. And then he kidnapped her, and then like, you know, things happened, and I guess he eventually came back to the guild and was like, I'm sorry. Protected her a couple times, and she was like, it's okay, Gojo. I feel you. And that's how it went down.
No, but they really were in love, especially in the last series and the last couple of episodes where he almost died, and she like poured out her entire love. Oh man.
Yeah, she actually did he die for her? And then realized he didn't die?
Yeah.
He goes, wait a minute. You mean I'm not
I'm
dead?
alive.
I'm not dead. Whoa. He goes, yeah, dude, I saved you. It's like, oh, all right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good
Ty,
one.
who got?
One that I like. Yusuke and Keiko. Sorry. So,
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's from Yu Yu Hakusho show for anyone that doesn't know.
Nice.
Polar opposites.
Yeah. They are polar opposites, but she stays by him. She even goes into the demon world to be with him.
That's
like
right.
She is big time ride or die. And like, you know, he knows it, she knows it. They know they're in love, but you know, he knows he has to fight and save the human world, so he has to put their love on hold until the very end. But
Yeah.
that was definitely a good relationship right there.
There you go.
She almost died a few times too.
My only grievance is that Yusuke talked about the proposal and then the proposal never happened. And
Oh, that's right.
I was like, what?
Get my Pikachu face on.
I was like, come on. I'm like, you could have given that to us.
That's true.
Yusuke and Keiko were awesome. She held it down for him.
Mine is
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
Mine is Sword Art Online, Kirito and Asuna.
Kirito and Asuna.
Kirito.
That's cool though. That's cool. I like that one.
I appreciate you. I got you. Dual wielding Kirito, man. He's my dude. I aspire to be him in online games. Like that's just the guy. Like he's a beast, man. I feel that relationship is a good one. It flourished when they were like locked in the VR for 2 years and they actually got married, even because they thought they were never getting out. So they were like, yo, we're ride or die for each other. We're not going to die together. So we're going to live together instead. They got like a house and everything. They made it work. That was awesome. So that's a good one. Then when he was out, he went and found the dude that still had her locked up and stabbed him up. Like that was like, yo, I'm gonna go get my girl out this system. That was peace.
That's right. That's a relationship. Actually, are you watching it now?
No, I've already finished that years ago.
Alicization, the most recent season.
No, I didn't see that one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, okay. All right. You want me to spoil it for you?
Nah.
Right. Do
I figured I'd ask first, just in case. All right. I got another one. It's another positive one. It's Chi-Chi and Goku.
Are we going out for a favor? Or are we going out for honorable mention for toxic?
I mean, the way she used to beat on him, it might be honorable for toxic, but they're really sweet together. So I don't know. I actually like them as a
They do
good
play
one.
off each other.
Yeah,
Listen, that one's
I could put down for
that
a
one's
favorite.
definitely on the cuff.
Yeah,
That's on the cuff.
Vegeta and Bulma.
Dude,
Ooh.
that's toxic.
Yeah.
Because Vegeta's just like, shut up, woman. I need to work out.
It's weird because, like, yeah, he always has that attitude, but like at the end of the day, you know this dude doesn't want any harm to come to Bulma.
I know. He saves her. He even crap, didn't he? Oh, that's it. When his son got hit, he went all out during the Cell games when Future Trunks got hit.
Oh
by
yeah.
Cell.
He got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got murked. But
And then
Vegeta went all out.
Yeah.
let's not forget about the sacrifice that Majin Buu fight.
Dude, that was a dope fight. That sacrifice.
That scene was definitely like a killer scene back in the day.
He also, the reason besides the fact that he was outclassed by Boo, but the reason why he did the sacrifice too is because he let the evil consume him to get extra power boost.
Stupid Majin Vegeta.
Right.
Let's see, for my honorable mention for a toxic relationship, that's going to Sakura and Sasuke from Naruto. Because they should have never got together. That relationship makes no sense. Sasuke gave her no attention throughout the whole entire thing.
Bro.
My man put her in again. Genjutsu, knocked her out when they were kids. Then ended up putting her in again Genjutsu the second time, pretending, making her think that she stabbed him in the heart. Or he stabbed her in the heart. He tried to kill her.
Yeah.
Naruto had to save her at the last second.
He tried to kill her multiple times. He tried to kill her. He didn't just try once.
Right.
He tried a lot. And then they got mad.
Then it's like, yo, at the end it's like, yeah, you know, I do care for you. I was like, nah, you don't just try to kill someone and be like, yeah, I love you. Like, no, get out of here. You really try to end the whole world, and all of a sudden, not only that, now they got a kid, Sarada, and like, but Sasuke's still not around.
Yeah.
Granted, that's more towards the, kind of Naruto's fault because Naruto got him on this mission, and it's a necessary mission. But like, he's still not around. It's like there's really no interaction between these two.
Yeah, no, he volunteered for that mission. He goes, "Nah, I got some stuff to do.
I got some atoning to do.
Yeah, I got to atone." And it's like, all right. So he went out for a pack of smokes and never came back. He's that guy. Sasuke is that guy.
It was like, it's like this dude, like that relationship was just like they did it for the sake of applause. It's like, oh yeah, these two are gonna put it together. But it's just like in actuality, nah, those two don't deserve to be together. They just don't.
Mm-mm.
No, I really, realistically, I can't actually see another relationship for either.
Exactly.
Like
Sasuke's not a relationship type.
Yeah, exactly. He's not a relationship person. The entire time in Naruto is him staying away from relationships. Suddenly he's married. Like, wait a minute.
With a kid.
With a kid, yeah. I mean, that's not hard. How many kids you got, Dash?
He said that's not hard.
0.
Yeah.
I'm the odd man out of the crew.
Yeah, you got some kids. You just don't know yet.
Nah. We ain't even running jokes like that. That's a nah.
Yeah. I got
we're not giving that energy.
I got another relationship we haven't talked about. It's from Bleach, Ichigo and Rukia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say was, that's not his end relationship. We all know who he ends up with. But like for most of the, yeah,
that's definitely a ship that should have been.
Yeah,
could have been.
No, that
people like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a should have been. They were like in each other. Like he was always about her, always trying to protect her, and she sacrificed some of her spiritual power just so he could become a Shaman guy. So, they're pretty deep. Actually, ooh, you know what? Another relationship that should have been is Rukia and red hair. He had the
With the Zambato with the expanding
yeah.
blades.
Hmm.
I
Renji?
don't know is it what was it? Say again?
Say it again.
Renji.
Yes.
Renji. Yes,
Yes.
yes. I actually hated him
Uh,
as a character. I was not a fan. I hated his episodes.
But their bond was pretty strong.
y'all didn't read the manga, did you?
No.
They have a kid, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say they got together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
No, they have a kid. Like, they got together. That ship actually went through. But no, like
Oh.
by the way, they are bringing Bleach back to finish that arc, so you'll be seeing that.
Yes.
Definitely toxic relationship, the Soul Society to everybody else. Like,
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah.
Soul Society is straight ass. Like, I've never seen a group of governance that treat our people so unfairly. Even the own people, the 13 court guards, like, damn, they're straight ass.
Yeah. Magic Council versus everybody in the world for Fairy Tale. I'm just saying, you gotta watch Fairy Tale. I'm just saying.
You ride Fairy Tale, dude.
Dude, Fairy Tale.
I give it.
You said Fairy Tale almost as much as we said Phil Lamar.
I'll say it again.
No, the Magic Council and Fairy Tale, they were pretty nasty too.
Yeah.
So I'll have to agree with them.
Thank you.
For me, my last honorable mention for ships that should have been, I know my favorite was I mentioned Misty and Ash. So on the opposite side of the coin, I gotta go with my two from Digimon, Tai and Sora.
Yep.
Because this made no sense. This made no sense because from the first season of Digimon and in the movie, they clearly have feelings for each other. It's not even like it was something that's hidden. It was there out in the open. Those two liked each other. Those two should have been together. Then season 2 comes along and Sora's with Matt. What?
I was hurt.
They don't even give any type of explanation as to why Tai and Sora didn't work out. It was just Sora's with Matt, and we would just had to accept that. It is so frustrating because that came out of nowhere because you had a whole entire season and a movie with Tai and Sora caring for each other. Then all of a sudden we got season 2 show up and Sora's with Matt. It made no sense. Out of nowhere. They pulled out from left field and then she stayed with Matt. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
So I thought I heard an accent come out. Like, out of nowhere. So with Matt. So what happened? No.
It's ridiculous. No, but that's definitely my honorable mention for a ship that should have been.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else toxic. But there's a show that you guys haven't watched. I'm positive, Konosuba. And it's this chick Aqua, and the main character is like Kazuma. Hold on, I just had this thing. Kazuma Sato, and they aren't a relationship in any sense of the word. He ends up going into this world. And she's like, yeah, just pick something to bring you to the world. Like, just pick like a sacred artifact. You can take anything you want in this room and bring it to the world with you. And he's like, fine. Because she was kind of like, all right, well, I need to go on break because she's supposed to be like a divine being or whatever. And he's like, okay, you're not really giving me like the attention I want. I'm supposed to be going and being reincarnated into a new world. Like, what are you doing? He goes, fine, I'll pick you. She goes, yeah, okay, whatever. And she goes, wait, what? And then like somebody else comes to replace her. He's like, all right, you heard him. You're going down to the world with him too. It's like, what? And so like they kind of have like a hate relationship because she's useless. She's supposed to be a goddess, but she doesn't really do anything. But he's like, you're my divine object. So like ride or die, let's go. And that's a relationship that should be, but it'll probably never happen. Konosuba is a really funny anime. It makes fun of other animes and stuff like that. So That's a highly recommend too. It's cool.
What's it on? What we stream it on?
I watched it on Crunchyroll.
He
Streamed
stays on that Crunchyroll.
I mean, I like to support the industry. I know I'm
I
riding
respect
everything
you.
apparently.
Yo, I know we're running, but I gotta add this for Toxic for honorable mention.
Give me-
From Yu Yu Hakusho, Kuwabara's sister and old boy who was running the dark tournament.
Oh,
man.
that was toxic.
Bruh, you clearly know this man's evil. He's trying to have demons take over the world.
And she's still walking.
And he is the head of a tournament where your brother's involved.
Yeah.
And he's actually leading the team that's trying to kill your brother's team. And yet for some reason, you just gonna turn a blind eye to all that, be like, yo, I still love you. What?
Yo, and it's not even based off anything. It's literally like first look. Like she looked at him and she's like, oh damn, melting. Like
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like there was no like he didn't even spit any game. He said nothing. And she just started melting.
Yeah, making sense. Like, y'all didn't speak two words to each other. It's not like y'all knew each other from way back when. Your son was just like, yep, this guy's for me. I don't care what he's doing. Literally unfolding right between your eyes.
It bees like that sometimes, man. It just bees like that.
Yo, she was even crying when he died too. She was like, no. Because he went down with the tournament, didn't he?
Yeah, but of course, man, he lost.
She was super shallow. She was a shallow person from jump. Come on.
I was like, man, I couldn't believe it. It's like, yo, this dude's not worth your life, man. Get out of there. Like, and why do you love this dude? It didn't even make any sense.
No.
I don't know. Whereas Kuwabara and Yukina, that was a little bit more pure, you know.
Yo, Kuwabara. I remember that one.
Kuwabara's a doofus.
Yeah.
He is a big doofus. He sure did love him some Yukina.
Yeah. He goes, oh, snow? All right, girl. You got that ice, huh?
My favorite part is how everybody knows Yukina is Hiei's sister except Kuwabara.
For real.
They refuse to tell him because they know he's an idiot and he would just spill the beans.
Yep.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, she's not supposed to know. For anybody who doesn't know Yu Yu Hakusho, she's not supposed to know that's her brother. So because like
he made a promise that he would never reveal it.
Yeah, his sister was too pure to be tainted by his stain because he was a criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not make it clear. I mean, let's not get confused. That village was dirt from the beginning. They try to kill the dude. They try to kill Hiei as a baby.
Yeah, that was messed up.
I don't hold that against him.
Yeah, me neither.
They said, "Oh, we're a village of ice. You have fire. Huh? Into the river you go.
Die, little boy." But my boy survived.
Yes.
And now he controls the eternal dragon.
Oof.
Yeah, but it burns him every time he uses it, though.
It's beast.
That's how the dragon moves. It's like you gotta move your body like a snake, you know, like y'all don't know that song? Come on.
Hey, disclaimer, none of us here are a supporter of that man who sings that song.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Here,
we do not support that man.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
We ain't gonna mention it by name. We are not a supporter of that man.
I don't even like the song. I don't.
Already, you ready? No.
Well, that's all I got from my shifts. Y'all got anything else?
I'm shipped out.
Me too.
Shipped out.
All right. Sounds like it's that time. We out of topics. We out of time altogether. I got work in the morning, so I'm sure all y'all do, and I'm about to start yawning. So if you like this episode, make sure you like and share it. Subscribe to us. Help some brothers out. Anime Brothers. Annie out. Peace. Till next time.
Wakanda for life.
Yeah.